Hi, it's been a while. It's been quite a long time since I've last posted a video, but today what's been on my mind is this idea of peace. Peace, the idea of harmony, zero conflict, and everyone just getting along. You can see the rainbows and you can just hear that harp music playing, and it's peaceful and calm and serene. Is that what you think of when you think of peace? What about when Jesus says in John 14:27, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your heart be troubled or fearful." Consider that thought. Jesus is saying that he gives us peace, and that his peace is not the same peace as what the world gives. So how does the world give peace? And what kind of peace does the world give? Well, let's consider the time that Jesus was living in. In the time that Jesus was living in Israel, much of the known world was under Roman rule and occupation. This was a time known historically as Pax Romana, which literally means Roman peace. And this is a time period from 27 BC to about 180 AD. In the Roman Empire, and that 200-year period saw a time of unprecedented peace and prosperity throughout the Roman Empire. Now, Pax Romana is said to be a time of peace, and it was a time of everyone enjoyed peace. But was it really all that peaceful? No, it wasn't. While there wasn't any official and declared conflicts of war during that time, to live in that time was anything but peaceful. The Roman rule was with an iron fist, and they were very precise in their punishment of anybody that would go against it or do anything to threaten that peace. It was a peace with the constant threat of non-peace, which, if we bring it to today's front, what kind of peace do we have today? Do we have that same type of peace? We do. We have peace that comes under the threat of war. When peace treaties are signed, it's much less a breath of fresh air, and rather it's a holding of the breath until the treaty is broken by one side or the other. The world doesn't know how to give peace, which makes Jesus' promise a good thing, because he does not give us peace like the world gives peace. We do not compare the peace of Jesus to the peace in this world. He encourages us that as he gives us peace, he says, "Let not your heart be troubled nor fearful." And we are in a time right now where there's a lot of things that can trouble our hearts. There's a lot of things that can make us fearful. Just turn on the news and your heart moves in that direction as it is. But the promise of Jesus for peace, the promise of Jesus for peace, isn't a promise for everything to be easy, great, or perfect for you. Perhaps you're in this time, maybe you've been affected by the rioting that's been going on. Maybe you're affected by the job losses that have happened. Maybe you're affected by, COVID-19 directly. And what you need during this time is the peace of Jesus, because it doesn't promise that everything will be great or perfect, but it is a promise that you will have it in the midst of trouble, in the midst of the storm, in the midst of war, in the midst of conflict. Jesus gives you peace. We can have peace during the trouble that we're going through. We can have peace during our most horrible times. Why? Not because it's the same peace that the world gives, but it's the peace that only God can give. It's the peace that keeps us from becoming fearful and troubled by what's going on, peace that only comes from God. Knowing that he has it all handled, we don't have to fear. We don't have to wonder, how's it all going to turn out? Because God has promised that it all turns out the same for those who are his in the end. We are on the side of victory. We are on the side of eternal life. We are on the side where nothing can separate us from the love of God. We're told that this life is temporary and the next life is eternal, and that we should live for that life. Now, I'm not saying be willy-nilly, but I'm saying that in the midst of trouble in this life, when compared to eternity, and knowing that we have peace from Jesus, peace with God, we can withstand the troubles that we go through, knowing that we are at peace with Him, and that one day we will be with Him forever. And that will be the time of that blissful peace that we spoke of earlier, in which there is no trouble, there is no sin, there is no sorrow, there is no heartache, there is no tears in heaven. And that, my brothers and sisters, that's what we long for. And I just want to pray that you would be encouraged by this. Do not let your hearts be troubled or fearful. Grab onto the peace that Jesus promises. Have a wonderful day.